Hi, this is Ed Gremlett with the National Low Income Housing Coalition. Welcome to Part 5 of Getting to Know the National Housing Trust Fund Law and Regulations. Part 5, the final part, is all about using the National Housing Trust Fund for homeowner-related activities. In this segment, we're going to be talking about the 10% limit on the use of trust fund money for homeowner activities, talk about the eligible uses, eligible household requirements, the period of affordability, resale or recapture options, the lease purchase options, and talk about the eligible use of trust fund money for manufactured housing. As was made clear in Part 1, National Housing Trust Fund law limits the amount that can be used for homeowner activities up to 10% of the state's allocation in any given year. Trust fund money can be used to build, rehab, or preserve for housing for home ownership. It can also help homeowners with down payment or closing cost assistance and to make interest rate buy-downs. In order to be eligible for homeowner assistance, the household must be income eligible, that is, have income below 50% of the area median income, must be a first-time home buyer, meaning not having owned a home in the last 3 years, or be someone who is a displaced homemaker or someone who is a single parent. In addition, the homeowner must have HUD certified housing counseling, and somewhat obviously the assisted housing must be a principal residence. Housing assisted with trust fund money must be occupied by an income eligible household for a minimum of 30 years. If for some reason a home has to be sold or is otherwise not meeting the definition of affordable housing for very low income households or extremely low income households during that 30-year period, the grantee has an option of either having a resale provision or a recapture provision. A resale provision would say that the next owner would have to be trust fund eligible, income eligible, meet those other requirements, and the previous owner, or the initial owner, would have to receive a sales price that provides that original owner with a reasonable return, a fair return. There's no definition of what a fair return is. That's up to the grantee. If a grantee chooses the recapture option, the purpose there is to ensure that the grantee recoups some or all of their trust fund investment. This does change, however, the affordability period. So if the amount of trust fund assistance is less than $30,000, the affordability period is way down to 10 years. If the trust fund assistance is between $30,000 and $50,000, then it's a 20-year affordability period, and anything above $50,000 gets you back to the 30-year affordability period. The interim regulation allows for lease purchase provisions, so that means a household can count rent payments toward buying a home within 3 years. And in addition, a grantee may buy either renter or homeowner housing with the intent to sell that housing to either a landlord or a homeowner as long as the title is transferred within 3 years, or 3.5 years, I'm sorry. National Housing Trust Fund money may be used to buy and or rehabilitate manufactured homes and to buy land that a manufactured home sits on. At project completion, however, that home must be connected to permanent utility hookups and be located on land that's either owned by the homeowner or for which the homeowner has a lease that is at least as long as the minimum affordability period, which is at a minimum of 30 years, could be longer if your jurisdiction requires a longer affordability period. So that's the conclusion of Part 5. We will be preparing more materials, put it on our website periodically. Check HUD's website. HUD will be putting out a lot of guidance in the coming year. If you have questions or comments or ideas that you'd like to share with us, please write or call me. And if you're not a member of the National Low Income Housing Coalition, please do so. Thank you.